Good night, everyone. Today is Thursday, November the 17th, around 11 p.m. New York time. Guys, yesterday we were talking about the bullish triangle in the S&P. Well, the bullish triangle in the S&P, it was invalidated today when we have a print on the S&P 500 below the low that we have at the beginning of the month. Now it's getting very interesting in the S&P and in general in the whole risk trade. The reason being that it's getting very interesting is because as of right now, this market can go both ways. Now, we're gonna try here to explain to you guys our best opinion about what can happen and what cannot happen with the overall market and with the dollar. I mean, like I say, markets are getting very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right? Now, let's start with the S&P. And let's play some type of devil advocate here and trying to see what can happen, what has more chance that happen than no, and other stuff. Now, let's try to play the bullish S&P. As I said yesterday with the triangles, it was very easy to believe that the S&P can be bullish and that the S&P can have more outside. That was yesterday. That was very easy yesterday. Today, it's not the case. Now, let's try to make the case for the bullish S&P. On the bullish S&P, the S&P needs to go like this. Let me show you the chart, because I want to start first with the bullish one. This is the bullish count on the S&P. It goes A, and then a B-way triangle, A, B, C, D, E, to make it B, and then it needs to drop to the downside. Now, things that I don't like, think that I like it here. What I don't like about this count is, first, that the E-way, it was a triangle, because if no, it's invalidated, because this cannot be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. How many want? Second, this was very powerful, even more powerful than the move today. Third, that the retracement right here, it was perfect, it was okay, but when you look at the extension, the wave 3 of 3 right there that ended at the lows don't even get to the 1.618. So what I'm trying to say is that it is possible, if it's a bullish, it is a bullish count on the S&P. Now this leg equal this one right here around 1189, and then the S&P is gonna trade higher. That's on the bullish S&P. That's the only case that the bulls have in the S&P. What I mean with that is that it is time to start playing the odds. In other words, now I'm gonna explain to you guys the bearish S&P, and you guys gonna drop your own conclusion. As a service, it's always good at having an open mind and show both parts of the equation, right? Now, this is the bearish S&P. Look, you have 1, and then you have A, and then you have A, B, Z. When you have A, B, Z, W, S, A, B, C, and the S&P, it will bounce in a flat. Now, let's make the conclusion. The flat can end around this area towards 70, and even can get lower, and then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm sorry, 1, and then A, B, Z with the lowest flat in the next to the downside. Now, I want to show you guys something. And why do I base my point there? This is the RSI on the S&P in an hour. Now, I want you guys to concentrate in the RSI from here, which is this line in the RSI right here. Look, let's downgrade then the RSI to the 15-minute chart. Remember, the line is right here. It moved a little bit because of the downgrade. You guys are going to notice something. You have A, B, Z. You got it 3 ways down there. Now, from there, what you have? A, B, C, D, E. You have the triangle. 1 second. Let me contract this so you guys can understand better where we are. Just a thing we are. 1 second. Kind of lost. Let me open it back again. Because I want you guys to get this message right. Right. Perfect. Yeah, I was right. It's right here. Let me downgrade it to 30 minutes better. What you have? Look. From the top right here, which is the top on B. Let me open now the RSI. And you guys gonna get my message. You got 1, 2, 3 ways on the first drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A triangle in the middle. Right? And then from here, in the bearish case, what you got is when you have what it should be the drop into a C way, and this is not an impulse in the RSI, guys. I'm sorry, that's, in my view, I'm gonna go with this. Look, from here, that should be an impulse in the RSI. Now that we're laboring as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but the RSI is not calling for that. The RSI is calling for A, B, Z, a triangle in the middle. It is possible, or A, B, C, W, S, and possible another minor lot to complete a correction. That's the message that I want you guys to get. That RSI also, you can count the RSI also. You see, A, B, Z, W, S, and then A, B, C, W, S, A, B, and Z, and you're done. That's why it's unbelievable. I was telling DV about it, that's why sometimes it's so hard to be a trader. Yesterday, everything looks clear to the bullish side. Today, guess what? The bearish side is starting to get or make sense. So, that's how things change, guys, in one day. This is the count that I like. A, B, Z, W, triangle B, A, B in the triangle, and the truss. And guess what? We are done. And then possible that tomorrow we should know which of the two counts on the S&P is correct. If it's the bullish, then the whole dollar is a big way correction like we were calling, and then the dollar is gonna go lower, and then we're gonna be a seller. If it's a bearish, then The dollar is going to be sore, but it's going to be sore in a corrective wave. It's not in a corrective wave. It's going to be sore into a C wave of a flat when that move should be faded. So the message, because I'm going to cover each individual pairs, you guys know where we stand, but the message is as follows. If we're going to take a look now at the dollar in the 8-hour chart, this is the message. We got the bullish case. It say US dollar bullish. It say 1, 2, 1, A, B, and then the dollar is going to do this. It's going to make 5 ways to the downside in the proposal wave 2 of the triangle, and then it's going to go higher. The most bullish of the counts in the dollar is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So no matter what it is, the dollar should get weak very soon. Now, because I can count 5 ways completed this week. Now, this is the technique that the professional trader use. Right now, you're expecting dollar weakness. You need to see the result of the dollar weakness. If the result of the dollar weakness is corrective, and then you need to attack the dollar here, and so on and on and on. If you see that it's powerful to the downside and it's getting this area, you need to wait for the recovery, and then you fade the 5 for the possible flat to the upside. This can be very easy counted as A, B, and Z. This is a 5 here. This is corrective 3, and this is another 5 here. So you have a questionable 5, a clear 5, and a clear 5. So my message for tonight, after seeing the dollar and the S&P, I got to draw the conclusion that it's time to play Elliott Wave aging without a bias. And then you need to wait for the S&P to define the next trade. Taking a look at oil, you're gonna be in the same position. Look at this. Oil, it can be 1, 2, 3 ways on the top. That's the bearish count. But at the same time, you can label as a 1, 2, 3, a 4, and a 5. Levels of interest you gotta mention from here. The current levels, and now the drop so far is in 3 way. You gotta label from the current levels or 96. Now, if the dollar clear this area, which is the previous 4 or less degree, right here, or even 90, and the oil is down. So, again, another task in the market. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or A, B, Z, and down. The high here is worth consolidation or mention. There is the 1618. That usually happens when you are into a wave, into the wave 3, not into the wave C. But nothing say that it cannot be a wave Z in the dollar. So, in conclusion, guys, look at the euro. Let me show you the euro before I draw my conclusion here. In the case of the euro, is the same, guys. We are expecting on the euro a bounce. Now, this is very sideways, can be laboring many ways, like maybe I don't think that this still is part of this move. It's too big. So if you're laboring from here, this is the end of A. This can be like maybe 1, a flat 2, or A, a flat B. Now it did maybe a 5 is going to go higher again. Depends. It can be laboring as 1, 2, 3, and then, but this was a 5 tonight. This was a 5. So this needs to be seen as a 5. So, I mean, some people can see this as a triangle here. From here, when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and bust into a new low, who knows? Anyways, at this stage, you ain't gonna buy the dollar. At this stage, it's better wait and then see what the recovery comes around. If you take a look right here on the case of the euro, in the 4 hour, this is what we are presenting. That we are expecting a recovery. Now, depend also of the S&P, if the recovery is going to be onto here, or the recovery is going to be a flat and going lower. When you have then 1, and then you have A, B, and C in a flat wave 2 and going lower. And that's maybe what it is. Who knows? All you know is that Elliott Wave agent is calling for the buy at this area. Look at the RSI. Look at the RSI right here. That's a buy. Sooner or later, that bounce gonna happen, guys. That's all I can tell you. Now, maybe another scenario is 1, 2, 1, and then the dollar is gonna go to around 137 and drop, and getting into the most bullish stage. If that being the case, then this is E, this is the complete E, and then the dollar is gonna get strong, very strong. That's the most of the bearish one. On the bullish on the dollar, when you have 1, 2, 2 in a flat, 1, 2, and 3. So you gotta wait, guys. All I know is that a bounce to a minimum 37 should take place or higher. That can be the case also that this is like this. A, B, Z, this is W, S, A triangle B, and then it's gonna trade lower again before going higher. That's gonna be bullish. So you have to wait, but Elliott Wave is calling higher as an agent. All right. So let's leave it there and get back tomorrow again. Thank you.